Hello, everybody. This is Alia Jamal, the love coach. We are meeting for another love circle. And today we are learning about limiting beliefs. When I did the schedule, I did not even realize that I was putting limiting beliefs right in the earlier part of January, which is actually a perfect time to reevaluate how we are limiting ourselves, our potential, and our growth. So this is the perfect topic for mid-January. So let's first understand what are limiting beliefs. Um, any judgment that you have against yourself that limits you in any way. And I can tell you one thing, no matter what level of growth you are, you would always have another limiting belief to overcome. They never go away. Even if let's say you want to be a millionaire and then you get there, then there would be a next set of limiting beliefs that you overcome to get to the next mark, and then let's say in terms of your relationship, if right now you have beautiful, wonderful, happy, healthy relationships, you would still come across some limiting beliefs when you would grow in your family, when there would be new relationship introduced. So then you'll have to overcome and relearn or unlearn another set of limiting beliefs that you might be holding, and that might be holding you back from truly experiencing deeper relationships. So they are always there, they're always showing up in our face, and we always have to work through them. So, what we are going to do today, I'm going to show you um, how to detect them and how to transform them. We want to make sure that we are doing all that we can do to grow in the direction that we want to grow. So that is the mechanism I'll be kind of showing you. But first, let's start with how a limiting belief can look like, because sometimes we feel like, no, I don't think so, I have any limitations, or I don't think so, they are in my mind, I'm doing pretty good, I'm pretty productive person. But then we are playing very safe. We are not really going for what we truly desire. We just have like, a safety net or a safety nest, and we're just staying there. So of course you're going to feel like you don't have any limiting beliefs because you didn't even challenge yourself. So when we start challenging ourselves, that's where we feel like we are holding ourselves back. Whenever you have that feeling, I want this, but then I'm not able to get to it, there is a limiting belief there. So I'll just read a few examples to you guys so you can just run in your mind if you have any one of them. What I will highly suggest is kind of, I'll take you through the process, but the first step would be writing down your limiting beliefs. So you can write them down right now as you're watching it, or you can do it later. So some of the example could look like, I'm not good enough. And when you feel like I'm not good enough, so you might say, I'm not good enough to manage this project. So you are not going to feel comfortable at your work to get to the next level, to get that promotion or whatever next level that you want. It could be in your career, it could be at home. But when we don't feel we are good enough, we are limiting ourselves. That is a limiting belief. Another could be, I'm too old or too young. I don't have enough time. I'm not smart enough. I don't have enough experience. Ever experienced that I don't have experience for doing the work that I'm doing? I'll never be successful. So it could look like, I'll never be successful in my industry, so let me change my career. A lot of people do that. They try to find something where they can easily do things, but what they are actually doing, they're running towards safety, and they are resisting the growth that will come in the current industry they are in or current career. Unless you absolutely hate it, of course, then go do something that you love. It could be, I don't have enough money, so I don't have enough money to enjoy my life. Now that one, we're going to talk about it, how to navigate through them. I'll never be one of the best. I am not talented enough. I'll never be a great leader. These are just the example of few, but these are all the ways that we are sabotaging our own self. Now, limiting beliefs are unconscious. So you might not even be aware of that you have them. I mean, some people very well know that they don't feel enough. So it's very loud and clear. They do have those conversations within themselves. So they do know, oh, I'm limiting myself because I am believing something wrong about myself, something that is not true. They know that already and they want to change that. But it's very well possible that you don't know that you believe I'll never be a great leader. Maybe it's deep down in your unconscious mind and you're not even aware of that. And then one leadership opportunity after another comes, but you hesitate to step up. You give yourself excuses. Oh, I think I'll be too busy. Oh, I think I need to relax a little bit. So that is a limiting belief that's holding you back, but you're not even aware of. So just take these examples, run them through your mind, and write down what are your current known limiting beliefs. Now, another way to do it, create a list of things that you want to do and you wanted to do them for at least 3 to 5 years and you have not done it. So create a list of that. Each and everything that you're not letting yourself do, there's a hidden limiting belief and it's unconscious. So you can just ask yourself, what could be stopping me from maybe going to a regular dance class? Is it time? Is it that it would be too expensive? Or is it that I'm not enough to be there? Or is it that I'm not going to be a good dancer? Whatever comes to your mind, write it down. That's how you're going to figure out what are your specific limiting beliefs and how they are holding you back. And the next thing we want to get into is, why do we have limiting beliefs and where do they come from? And, you know, this question comes because no child is born with limiting belief. If you look at a baby, a tiny, tiny baby, they don't know any limitations. And if the parents are not teaching them limitation or the parents are not talking about limitations around the baby and the baby is growing, that is going to be one wild child. They would know no limitation. They will even try to run after a dog. They'll try to crawl into a swimming pool. They'll try to go on a tree, like whatever they can. They'll even try to grab fire. They'll try to do whatever interests them. So of course that's not viable for a human as well. That's why we already have this mechanism within us, which is fear, and fear is there to protect us. So fear is biological, but then we get stuck in psychological fear, which we talked about, I believe, last time. So we are not going to get into that. So limiting beliefs are also there for protection. Now, if the limiting belief is I am not good at talking to strangers, and the belief was developed when you were little and mom told you, please don't talk to the strangers, and it was given over and over and over. So you told yourself, I'm not good at talking with strangers, so you never have to talk to strangers, which for a little child is a very good protection mechanism. So, when they're just standing outside of the school waiting for mom, it's a good protection mechanism. But when they're a 35 or a 40-year-old and they are having a hard time building connections with their coworkers, with their clients, or whatever is showing up in their life, that's where it becomes problematic. So that is where we have to ask ourselves, where is this coming from? So we are going to assume that you all already know what your limiting beliefs are. And now we are going to become the detective. Where did it come from? When did I learn this? When did I start believing this about me? So instead of staying inside of your body and feel like, oh my God, what's wrong with me? These are all my limiting beliefs. Step out of the situation. Put it in front of you more like a puzzle, as if you're analyzing somebody else's life. Okay, if you believe I am too old, I'm not good enough, I don't have enough time, I can't do good things for myself, become a detective as if it's somebody else's life when this person could have built that belief about themselves. What could have gone in their childhood? So generally, all the beliefs, they are developed within age 0 to 7, which is a little bit shocking. We think that, I became more self-conscious in my teenager years, and when I was 9, I was wild. That's when it really start to live. But everything happened between the age of 0 to 7. That's when our unconscious mind goes through most of the programming that we are going to go through in our lifetime. So if you want to change it, that's where we go, and that's what we try to change. So once you know where these beliefs could have stemmed from, that's when you and really look at your life, look at your childhood. Was it mom or dad telling me all the time I'm not good enough? They might not have said it clearly, hey, you're not good, you're really bad. They might have said it in a way, why can't you finish your homework on time? Why can't you clean your room? Why can't you hurry up? Why are you delaying everybody? But the message the child gets is, um, I'm not good enough. And I'm going to show you the stick figure of unconscious and conscious mind. So you have a visual, okay, looking good. So this is the subconscious mind or unconscious mind, and this is the conscious mind. So between the age of 0 to 7, that is when only this part of our mind exists and the top doesn't even exist. So what the subconscious mind does, it receives any information that comes to it just like a sponge. It doesn't even say, oh, that's not true. Oh, this is true. I'll keep it. I'll toss this one out because it doesn't match who I really am. It doesn't have that ability. It just absorbs everything that's coming to it. And it does not even have the ability to reject. So whatever was being said to you, you absorbed everything. And this is where all your beliefs are. They all are unconscious. Some of them you might be aware of because you've been trying to change them, or you have become more conscious of them because you do want to change them. For example, if you've been trying to lose weight and then you are not able to do it, you're like, why can't I make myself do it? And you might realize that you were told from a very young age that you can't get anything right. You can get anything right, which means, okay, I can't even do this right. And it can apply to all kind of areas in our life. It's just not just about our health. It can apply to many different areas in our life. So our beliefs are sitting in our subconscious mind. And subconscious mind is also the feeling mind. So I'm just putting this in here now, so I can use this information when we go through how to change them. So you just keep in mind that your subconscious mind is also a feeling mind. When you're experiencing any emotion, that part of your mind is active, whether it's love, whether it's peace, it's joy, it's anger, it's sadness, it's resentment. No matter where you are on the spectrum, that's when your unconscious mind is active. That's when it's kind of like, a fish coming to the surface to get food. So you can give it whatever food you want in that moment because it's coming to the surface. It's like, I'm ready to be reprogrammed or programmed, whatever you want me to do. So it's a feeling mind. Conscious mind is the thinking mind. And conscious mind is also the mind where we make decisions from. So let's say you want to change, I'm not good enough. That is the belief. Let's say you've been struggling and it's holding you back in your success. It's holding you back in your life. It's holding you back in your relationship, in every single area of your life. It's holding you back and you want to change it. So first, you have to do what we are doing right now. You have to think what's going on here? Why am I not getting ahead in my career? What do I believe about myself? And then you'll become aware with that thinking process. Hey, I don't think so. I'm good enough. So it became conscious. It came from your unconscious mind to your conscious mind. And once it comes here, then you can decide, do I want to change it or not? And I would tell you, there are some limiting beliefs that you might not feel like you're ready to change yet, or there might be some other things you want to change. For example, if you have, I don't have enough money or I don't have enough time, which one do you think will need to change first? Money or time, or both at the same time? So this way, there are some beliefs that you might want to change first, or you might feel less resistance to changing them. And other ones, they might look so big. The reason I'm putting it out there, just because you came across a limiting belief doesn't mean that you have to change it right away, or you become critical of yourself why you're not changing it. So you're going right back. You're going into self abuse. What's wrong with you? Why can't you change it? Why you're making your life miserable? Why can't you grow? We don't want to have that kind of conversation with ourselves. We want to learn compassion and kindness. That is how you can change yourself the fastest. You can keep trying changing yourself by criticizing yourself. It doesn't really work. It only drains you from your very precious energy that you could be using to create something beautiful in your life. So once it comes to the surface, make a decision. Is it time to change it or not? If you feel like, okay, now is the time to change it because what I am working on or what my goal is, I can't get there unless I change this belief. So that is the place where we want to be. That the belief is holding you back from getting to that next level of whatever area in your life that you're working on. Okay, once we have um, uh, all of those awarenesses, keep in mind that the limiting belief that has been there, it has been there to protect you. So just like we talked about not talking to strangers, do you need that protection right now? These are all the different levels of awareness we have to. It's a good idea to go through, so you can release the resistance to change. So I'm not good enough. That's the limiting belief. Is it a good idea to change it right now? Is it the time to change it right now? Are you ready to change it? So again, the decision has to come from a compassionate place, not from like, oh, because of this belief, I'm not getting anywhere in my life. That is not a compassionate place or compassionate way of dealing with yourself. So then you ask yourself, am I ready to do this right now? Is this the next best step? And do I still need the protection of this belief? It's very possible that the protection of this belief have kept you um, maybe alive and safe. One of the example I want to share here, a lot of kids who go through or who have experienced sexual abuse between the age of 0 to 7 or even older than that, sometimes they tend to gain a lot of weight. They will just have a difficult relationship with food where they would be overweight. A lot of girls who go through that, they'll be overweight, and that is body's way of protecting itself. If I look ugly, no one will violate my boundaries anymore. So then you ask yourself, if that is something you're dealing with, you ask yourself, do I feel already protected and safe? Or losing the weight and looking sexy again is going to make me feel uncomfortable stepping outside, or it's going to make me feel I am in danger. So that is an honest conversation you have to have with yourself. If you want to reach out to me, you can always reach out to me and I can facilitate that inner conversation with you. But it's very important that we go through this process because Yes, these are limiting beliefs that are holding you back, but they are there for a reason. They were created for a reason. And if that reason is still something that's serving you or that you need, we need to honor that. Or we need to do deeper work to resolve those wounds or resolve those past traumas or understand them before we try to completely change our life or push ourselves or lose the weight 1 month and then it comes back playing that game feeling worse about ourselves. This is the time to go deeper with yourself. And again, if that is where you're stuck, reach out to me. I can take you deeper within yourself. I can again facilitate that conversation with you, between you and you, and then you would get the clarity. Okay, am I even ready to do this? Once you have that clarity of decision, everything else after that is going to be super easy. It's going to be piece of cake. The reason a lot of people, they stay stuck with their limiting beliefs, or they go 2 steps forward and then 10 steps back, uh, because they are trying to push through without understanding what's actually holding them back. But if you can understand what's holding you back, and then you start to move forward with that awareness, that understanding, and that level of healing, it's so much easier. So we are all about making life easier. So that is what I'll suggest you do. Whatever limiting beliefs that you're trying to overcome. Okay, so let's say you have gone through that and now you are ready to shift your beliefs. So the way we reprogram, it would be reprogramming because you're already programmed with those limiting beliefs about yourself. Oh, another thing, your beliefs, whether they are limiting or non-limiting, they that's where the thoughts come from. So if you think very highly of yourself, that means you do have some positive beliefs about yourself. If you think generally your thoughts about yourself are not very pleasant, that means you definitely have some negative beliefs, because those beliefs are the ones that are kind of creating those thoughts. That is another way to just detect if you do have limiting beliefs about yourself or not. So the way we reprogram subconscious mind is by two ways. One is sudden emotional impact, and the second one is constant spaced repetition. So let's first talk about sudden emotional impact. That would be that a person, they struggle with smoking their whole life and they believe they can never quit it because they quit it and then they got back on it, quit it, got back on it. And then they ended up in the hospital, and the doctor told them that if you want to live beyond 6 months, you have to quit smoking right now. So that is a sudden emotional impact. They quit smoking right there and then and never smoked again. So what happened? The unconscious mind got reprogrammed with that sudden emotional impact. But generally that's not the case with most of our limiting beliefs. So the other way we do it is constant spaced repetition. So that is doing the new thing or practicing the new belief in terms of actions over and over and over and over. So once you have resolved all this, let's say what you're trying to do is go to gym every single day, and the belief was you don't have time, you don't have the money to pay for it, or you're not good enough to even go to the gym. So what you do, you get you know, you get like an accountability partner, and you keep going again and again and again for 3 months. If you've been going, 90 days is a good time to break through your limiting beliefs. For some people it might take you a year of regularly going to gym, where you feel like, okay, I don't need to have an accountability partner, I can just do it by myself. So one time I did it with regular meditation. I did it with a group for 30 days, and ever since the 30 days I never need accountability to do meditation. I can just do it on my own. It depends on what you're trying to build in terms of a new belief. My belief was same thing. I don't have enough time, or like, where I'm going to do it, all kind of excuses. But once you change it, it becomes so much easier because we reprogram this part. So let's say you already know what you want to do and you are ready to do the constant spaced repetition. We are first going to come up with your new belief. So let's say if your belief is, I'm not good enough, your belief could be, I'm incredible, I'm fantastic, I'm brilliant, I'm brave, I'm beautiful, I'm loved, whatever I am version of it that would complement to your previous limiting belief. Whatever the I am version would be. The reason we put it in I am, because I am represent the soul that is in this body. And at a soul level, we all are complete, we all are everything, we all are perfect. So when you take, let's say, I am beautiful, you say, I am beautiful. What you're trying to do in this lower plane that we exist, you're trying to match the higher plane. So you're saying, I am already this. So your way of thinking ascends. It becomes higher. You're thinking about yourself in a higher way. It's almost like you're becoming one with your higher self. You're becoming one with your soul. That's why we always use I am statements. So come up with those words that you need. So let's just go through this list. So I am not good enough would turn into I am perfect, I'm brilliant, could be I am complete. I'm too old or too young. That's where you'll just ask yourself, is that really true? That is another thing you can ask yourself when you are shifting these limiting beliefs. Is it really true? So you can keep the I am statement. I am eternal. We are eternal being. Yes, we are in a body that has age, but our truth is eternal. So I don't have enough time. I am abundant in time. That is something I learned from one of my coaching mentors when I was going through coaching certification. So my mentor, she raised 5 kids while she was a teacher and was running all the things. So she taught us to always say, I'm abundant in time. I started saying that ever since then. I never had to say, I don't have enough time for anything that I want to do. If I want to do it, it's happening. I'm not smart enough. You can say, I'm intelligent. I don't have enough experience. You can say, I am again unlimited. I am brilliant. I am higher intelligence. We don't realize that while we are struggling with the limitation of this personality, there's a part of us that is unlimited. It's one with the universe. And the more we start tapping into that part of us, and we start to live from that place, you'll be blown away the things that you'll be able to do. um I'll never be successful. I'm success. Again, you're matching the higher by saying I am success, which is our truth. I don't have enough money. I'm prosperity. That is one of my most favorite affirmation, because I am prosperity includes I need everything whenever I need it, wherever I need it. So you are always provided. That's what I am prosperity means. I never be one of the best. So again, you can say to this one, I am complete. You don't need to compete with anyone. You don't need to become better than anyone. You just need to realize that you are already complete. There's no holes within you. The next one is, I'm not talented enough. That's again, you just ask yourself, is that true? Yeah, it might be true in that moment because you're struggling with your talent. So you can start programming yourself by saying, I'm intelligent, I'm complete, I am one with God, and God, works through you. Whatever way you feel like you'll be able to get to that next level, you can use those words. For me, I am complete really works well. When every time I say I am complete, it seems like all the limitations fall away from me. I'll never be a great leader. I'm an excellent leader. Or you can just say, I am a leader. We all are leaders. If we are not leading other people, we are always leading ourselves. If you will not be a leader, you won't even get out of bed. Okay, now you have this I am statement. So what we are going to do now, we are going to say them over and over to reprogram our mind. But here's the trick. We have to get a few things in place. The best time to reprogram your mind is right away when you wake up. Like the first 5-10 minutes are the sweetest time to do it, because what's happening, your brain is in a different wavelength at that time. It's more receptive. Unconscious mind is more available and open at that time, because conscious mind has not kicked in yet. Have you ever experienced you just wake up and you can't even tell like where you are for a few seconds, and then you're like, oh, okay, I'm home. That's how long it took your conscious mind to kick in, right before bedtime. So again, the last 5 to 10 minutes when you're ready to doze off, what I personally do when I am done with everything else and I am in my bed, I just take a few deep breaths. And that is the time when I do my affirmation or whatever I want to talk to myself about. And then I go to sleep. But I am already kind of drowsy at that point anyway. Those are the two times, best time to do your affirmations. You can do it all day long, but those are the ideal. And the second part is we are going to do it with a feeling. If you're just saying them and you don't even feel them, you're just repeating words without them getting in here, because this part of your mind gets activated with feeling. Now, let's say you just started your affirmation and you don't feel anything. You're like, these feel like lies. It's okay, because right now they are not your embodied truth. Yes, they are your higher truth, but they are not your embodied truth. They are not part of your personality yet. That's why you feel like they are not true for you. And it's okay. What you can do, you can focus on the future, a version of you when it is going to be true. So, for example, if you struggle with speaking in front of a crowd, right? Um, and that is something you want to build right now. And your affirmations say, I am a powerful speaker. That is, let's say, your affirmation. So when you close your eyes, you can do them closed eyes, open eyes. However, I personally like to close my eyes because I can go so much deeper. I can feel so much connected with myself when I do it with closed eyes. So I'll close my eyes and I will see myself standing in front of a big crowd, feeling grounded and saying, I am a powerful speaker. I can feel it in my body that I have already achieved it. So if this feels like a lot, take only 2 or 3 for now. Whatever your immediate goals are, take 2 or 3, practice them with this kind of emotion, a feeling with your whole body, and also with an image of where you want to go. Once this becomes part of you, where would you go? And it's going to be so much powerful. And do it for at least 90 days, or you can just keep doing it forever. And you can just always keep switching them based on where you're going in your life. So that is how we change our limiting belief into the beliefs that will unlock us and move us forward. Just one small thing, if you do struggle with something that does have a traumatic event attached to it, I would highly recommend work on that. Instead of just jumping, let me try to reprogram my mind, work on that, because that is the force that holds you back. And when you will work on it, you are going to naturally transform to a different version of you, and reprogramming would be so much easier. So you can work with a therapist, you can work with a coach, you can reach out to me, we can have a conversation, and that is how you can really give yourself chance to be an unlimited being that you truly are. So I hope you find this uh, you know beneficial to start your year in a beautiful way. If you have any question, please just Google Alia the Love Coach, find me, DM me. If you're ready to take this journey where you really want to fix that I am not enough within you, and you want to start feeling you're enough and complete, again, reach out to me. I would love to take you on that journey. of really discovering your true self. So that is all for today. I'll see you all next Thursday. Bye.